individuals. We are focusing on command and control centers or any other military targets that are playing a role in coordinating and running attacks against the civilian population. I think you have a follow-up.
So how do you define a command and control center?
Mike may want to come in on that. I would define a command and control center as a site from which the attacks on the civilian population are being coordinated and run from.
Absolutely. From an operational perspective, a command and control center is where the planning and execution of an operation is put together, and it's then passed down to the forces in the field who then deliver that. What I mean by that is anywhere that's planning it, they pass the information, they communicate it to forces on the ground who then attack innocent population. And that is what we're stopping. We're stopping that command and control facility to stop the communication to the forces in the ground who deliver those weapons.
I think we have ANP there.
Hans de Bruin, Netherlands Press Agency. Can you explain why a training facility on the outskirts of Tripoli is a direct threat to the civilian population elsewhere in Libya?
Okay, the training facility is a tactical issue. It's a target that has been selected by the nations involved in this operation. It's been cleared as a legal target. It fulfills the requirement within our target set, and beyond that, our rules of engagement and our selection of targets is not something that we will discuss today.
What I would add is that, of course, as you all know, the rules of engagement have been agreed by all 28 allies. ZDF.
Kai Niklas from German television ZDF. Mike, can you give us an idea where the pro-Gaddafi forces are still strong? Because on the last briefing we have learned that in Misrata there were no tanks left and there was hardly anybody firing at NATO troops. And now you are bombing training facilities in the outskirts of Tripoli, and I wonder myself, where are the fights going on?
Okay, there is fighting going on across Libya. We continue to monitor the situation, and where we identify targets, whether they are what we would call dynamic targets, something that is seen on the ground, about to or involved in or capable of attacking civilian population and identified as being used for that, they will be struck. It's quite clear that targets across Libya that are being used in that manner will be taken out by the NATO operation.
AFP?
You have a question? Laurent Thomé with Agence France Presse. Can you comment on reports that Muammar Gaddafi has been wounded, and also separately on reports that people close to the regime are fleeing the country or Gaddafi? And also, last question, earlier you mentioned that you were dropping leaflets and sending radio communications, encouraging forces to leave the regime. Do you have any evidence that they are dropping their weapons? Is it having any effect?
Okay, two parts to that really. One is regarding Gaddafi. We do not track his position as a target. Our targets are selected of those to do with command and control and weapons that are being used against the civilian population. So I think that issue is closed from my perspective. On the side of the information in leaflets and within the radio broadcasts, this is something that that goes on to ensure that not only the forces on the ground, but also the civilian population know that it is not sensible to be near military installations, particularly command and control installations, to be near military vessels, military vehicles, And these messages that are being sent out on the radio stations and through the 140,000